Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Self-care isn't selfish. Becoming healthier happens by choice, not by chance. My name is Jan Robberts from Key Leadership Institute in South Africa, and today I'm going to talk a little bit into self-care, because with all the challenges around the world creating more anxiety, depression, and fear than ever before, it is so easy to get completely bogged down in all the negativity streaming into our workplace and into our living rooms via our family, our friends, our colleagues, and all the various gadgets that we're constantly glued to, all of which affects our health and well-being. Now, I saw a quote many years ago which says, if you don't make time for your wellness, you will be forced to make time for your illness. Now think into that, because we are no good to anybody else if we become ill or indeed pass away. But the only way that we can ensure that we have the best possible chance of protecting ourselves is by making self-care a priority. See, and we are not talking about spending vast amounts of time and money on spa treatments or personal fitness coaches or a psychiatrist. I mean, maybe you think afterwards, I might need one, but that's a different story, because there are so many ways in which we can implement simple steps to improve our physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional health. See, it's not just about eating healthier, sleeping longer, and exercising a little bit more, although all of them are important, but there is a range of things that you might never even have thought of yet. Things like me time, the power of gratitude, mindfulness, living in the moment, your attitude, how you show up every day, the power of the human touch. In the last few years, it's become so important to connect with our fellow human beings at any age. Why burnout happens. I mean, it doesn't just happen one day that you wake up and you go, ding, your eyes are glaring, you're like a robot. No, it sneaks up. So if you know what causes burnout and you see the symptoms in yourself or others, you can help others at the same time. Habits, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and all the people now will have a tune in their head, and if you don't know, ask the older people why. But also listening. The power of listening might save lives, just to lend somebody their ear. Hope. Where there is hope in the future, there is power in the present. You might have heard of where there is no hope, the people perish. But I think you get the picture by now. There is so much more. I did a whole self-care series on Facebook about three and a half years ago, and I was going to do 5 to 10 videos, but I did 44, and I kind of covered it all, and that's where all of this came from. But self-care is not a nice to have. It never was, and it never will be. But you must make that all-important decision about your own health, followed, of course, by an even more important decision to take action, daily intentional action. I mean, I talk about intentional living as a whole keynote, so that's a different story, but you need to be intentional about this, because we need to start taking better care of our health. We also need to become an example, a role model to our families, our friends, and our entire communities. Even organizations also need to become an integral part of taking care of their people, because when people know that their leaders care, there will be impact which positively affects the bottom line in more ways than you can ever imagine. So you might say, how can we do all this kind of stuff? How simple and easy is it? And it is indeed simple and easy to start taking better care of yourself. But you need to have an honest conversation with the person looking in the mirror, because that's where it's at. Assess where you're at, what you're doing, how you feel. Make a chart of everything you eat for a day, the exercise you do, the stress, the hours you sleep, the quality of sleep, and do that maybe for a week or two. And from there, start to create a personal self-care plan, because it's based on what you need and what you need to start with. And it's not set in stone. So if you don't like it, if something doesn't work, change it. But for whatever you do, never, ever, ever quit. Don't ever give up. So, and even though self-care talks into, stuff for yourself, you don't need to do it by yourself. You need to do it for yourself. But get an accountability partner, get somebody in the family, have discussions about this, whether it's somebody in the family or a friend, or even get a coach. But I really hope that you, in this short talk, you get the idea why self-care is no longer a nice to have. It is an absolute necessity. See, finally, my wish for you is to Start thinking into your health and that of those you love and care for. Start having conversations with them about this very important subject. And if you want more information, connect with me and I'll provide much more for you, even coach you. But above all, start your journey for better health today. I wish you well.